Hello everyone. In this lecture, I am going to discuss some problem related to the transformer design. This problem is very interesting for clearing the fundamental concept why transformer is needed in the transmission line, and also this problem will discuss why high voltage transmission is also needed. So these two part will be covered here. So the question is a single phase power system consisting of 480 volt 60 hertz generator supplying a load 4 plus j3 ohm. This is our load 4 plus j3 ohm through a transmission line of impedance Z transmission. This is the transmission line impedance which is given as 0.18 plus j 0.24 ohm. Answer the following question about this system. If the power system is exactly as shown in figure 1 below, what will be the voltage at the load? Means here we have to find the voltage at the load. What will be the transmission losses and what is the transmission loss at this time? So let us see how can we find the line current here. So here voltage is given, transmission line impedance is given, and voltage impedance, load impedance is also given. So we can find this line current. I line means line current, which will be equal to this voltage 480 angle is 0 divided by sum of these two impedances. This impedance and this impedance are in series. So 0.18 plus j 0.24 plus 4 plus j3. So this real part will be added together. This is the real part, so it will be added together, and this is the imaginary part added together. And converting this, this is in a rectangular form, so converting this in polar, so we will get its value. It will be equal to 480 angle 0 divided by 5.29, and angle will be 37.8 degree. So after solving this equation, we will get the value which is equal to 90.8, and this angle goes upside, so it will be negative 37.8 degree. So this is the line current, and this angle is lagging. It means load is our load is conductive, inductive means the load is reactive in nature. So now we have to find out the voltage at the load. What is the voltage at this load? Here voltage at the load we have to find out. So to find the voltage at the load, just we have to write V at load, which will be equal to current, line current, and multiplied by the impedance of the load, simply Ohm's law. And line current is 90.8, angle is minus 37.8 degree, multiplied by impedance of the load is 4 plus j3 ohm. This is the ohm and this is ampere. So we have to convert this into polar form, so that this is the polar form, so we can multiply polar by polar, and we will get this is coming 90.8 angle minus 37.8 multiplied by 5 angle, converting this into polar form. This is in rectangular form, so converting it to polar, the angle coming 36.9 degree. So it is coming like this. So now we will solve this, and we will get the value of the voltage 454, and angle is coming minus 0.9 degree. So this is our voltage at the load. Means voltage at the load means the voltage which is appearing at the Load means here, this terminal voltage. So this is the voltage, our supply voltage, we can see it is 480 volt here, but the voltage which we are getting at the load side, which is equal to only 454 volt, and voltage drop, we can see it is a large voltage drop. So the load is getting voltage 454 volt. Now our part is to find the loss, transmission loss. So we have to find transmission loss. Transmission loss we can find by using the relation, that is P loss. Lossy component is the only resistance, and it is simply I square into R. So R of the transmission line, total transmission line transmission loss we have to find. So transmission resistance is 0.18. So here line current is 90.8 square, and transmission line resistance is 0.18. So after solving this, we will get it 1484 watt. So this much loss is occurring here at this transmission side, means this much loss will be taking place in this resistance. This component is not lossy component. So this is the lossy component, and it is losing our power 1484 watt. This is the loss in the transmission system. So now I'm coming to the next question, that is also very interesting question problem here. Now you see in this question, suppose two single phase transformer is given here, and a source voltage which is given here is 480 volt. Again, same source voltage is applied here, and it is asked that suppose a 1:10 transformer, means number of turn 1 here, 10 is here, a step of transformer are placed at generator side. This is generator side, this is same transmission line, and this is the load side is also connected with a transformer having turn ratio 10:1. A step down transformer is placed at the load end. Figure 2. What will be the load voltage now? Now we have to find what is the load voltage at this terminal, what will be the transmission line loss. Now I have also to find the transmission line. Same problem, same thing is there, but only the difference is that here a transformer is applied here, and all other things are same. So first of all, we have to convert all this. Suppose this value we have to take this side, and this value is also we have to bring this side. So our so we have to use our the relations, that relation if we transfer this value into this side. So we have to use the relation which is known as, this is our Z load, and transferring to this side. So from here load impedance we can transfer here, and that equivalent resistance is given drawn in this figure. So what we have used here Z load dash, which is equal to A square multiplied by Z load, means this load is transferred to this side. So here A square is 10/1 square into Z load is 4 plus J3. So after solving this, relation will be shown here. It is 400 plus J30, 300 ohm will be here. So, and here this is the line impedance. So we have to add these two impedance together. So these two parts, this part that is called 400 ohm, and this 0.18 ohm, this value and this value is resistive, so it will be added together, and this value and this value will be added together, and this will be total impedance at this side, line side. So we have to transfer again this whole thing to this primary side. So now transferring all this thing to the primary side, let us see what will be here. So this transmission resistance will be this much plus J 300.24. So we have to transfer this value into the primary side, this side, generator side. So generator side here, turn ratio we see 1/10 is there. So we have to convert it into the, or we can say separately we can also transfer. So we can also transfer this value to the this side and this value to this side. Separately we can also do, or together we can also do. Result will be same. So just here it is drawn that separately we have done. So once we when we bring this side to this side, this transformation for this impedance will be 400 plus J300 multiplied by 1/10 square. So it will be 4 and will be 3 here. So this is written Z double dash load will be like this. And this impedance we have also to divide by 100 because we are moving this to the primary side. So here turn ratio is N1 by N2 is 1/10 square. So we have to multiply this value by 1/10 square and this also 1/10 square, means we have to divide it by 100. So by dividing it 100, it will be 0.0018 and it will be 0.0024. And now this voltage will be here. So all will be in series. Same thing we will also get if we divide, if we add these two things, it will be 4.0018. So if we divide it by 100, it will be 4.0018. You can see here total impedance, if we connect at this and divide by 100, the same value we will get here. So now this voltage is given here and we have to find the current now. So how can we find the current of the generator? We can find the current of the generator. So let us see total impedance. First of all, total impedance will be here Z total on the generator side. It will be 4.0018 plus J 3.0024. Directly we can get it from here. If we divide by 100, 4.0018 divide by 100, 3.0024. Or I have added this to, we will get the same value. So Z total is now known. So we have to convert it into first polar form. So converting it into the polar form, what we get? We get it 5.003, angle is 36.88 degree. This is our Z total on the generator side. So now we will find out the current generator side. This is generator current. So I can find out IG generator current, which is equal to 480 divided by 5.003, angle is 36.88 degree. So after solving this relation, we will get the value of current, which is coming 95.94 and angle is minus 36.88. Divide this by this and this will go upside, so it will be minus. So now our generator current is known. So once generator current is known, we can now this generator current we can also convert into this generator current we have calculated. So we can convert into line current also from here. And again we can once line current is known here, this line current is known here, so we can also convert into the load current here. Means we have to do again two transformation from generator to the transmission line, then transmission line to the load side. So we have to transfer this value. So just I'm taking it, I'm doing just copy it here so that we can show it again. This is not being copied. So let us copy this relation whole thing, and okay, it is not being copied, no problem. So we have to do two times operation, means a generator current, which I have already find how much it is. Generator current is now 95.94. This current is 95.94 how much? 94, and angle is minus 36.88. So we have to convert this current in the line current here, and then from line current, this current is Ig is here, this value is Ig. So we have to convert this Ig into the line current, and then from line current to the load current. And once load current is known, we will find the load voltage also. So let us see how we can do this. So line current, how we can find, because I have here generator that I am drawing here again, and here is a transformer, and a transformer giving here a line, and then again a transformer is put here, and it is connected through a load. So this is our load. This is the question part. So here generator current is given 95.94, angle is minus 36.88. So we have just done it. So here turn ratio is, here it is 1, here 10, and then here it is 10, and here it is 1. It means this transformer is a step up transformer, and this is a step down transformer. So we can find out the current here, line current. How we can do? So this is the here Ig by I line will be equal to, here it will be N2 by N1. This is inverse relation. N2 is 10, N1 is 1, and Ig is given as, so Ig is given here 95.94, angle minus 36.88, and I line is not known, we have to calculate it, and it is equal to 10. So I line will be divided by this, divided by 10. So we will get I line, which is equal to 95.44 divided by 10, angle is minus 36.8 degree. So this value is now known, line current. Again, from here to here, we have to go for the calculation of load, I load current. Just taking some different color. So load current, for load current, we have to go from here. This is load side, line current is known. So now I line divided by I load, line by load, it will, here it is, suppose here NP and here NS. So the relation which we know, I1 by I2 equal to N2 by N1. So here NS, N2 is NS by, here I just I line divided by I load, line current divided by load current, and it is divided by I1 by I2, I1 by I2 equal to N2 by NS. So it is N2, NS, and NP. So here we have load current already known, and it is here load line current, how much we have calculated, dividing by 10, it will be equal to 9.544, angle minus 36.88. So here turn ratio is decreased, so we can find I load, here it is equal to 10, just so just we have to put here line current, which is already calculated, 9.544 divided by I load current, and NS secondary turn is 1, and divided by 10. Here angle is also minus 36.88. So from here we can very easily, we can see that our load current, I load, will be equal to 95.44, angle is minus 36.88. Here we can also see one very interesting thing, that power factor angle at every point it is same. Power factor angle, this angle for generator, transmission line, and load, power factor angle is same at every place. So now we have to find out the voltage at the load. Voltage at the load means we have to find voltage here, voltage at this time place we have to find. So load current we have calculated, load impedance is known. So voltage will be load current multiplied by impedance. So let us see how we can find impedance. We have already known. So voltage at the load will be calculated. Means here we have a load, that impedance is given as 4 plus j3, and here current coming is 95.44 angle minus 36.88. So we have to convert this into also from rectangular to polar. So V at the load will be from here to here. V voltage at the load, which will be equal to how much? We can see that current is 95.44, angle is minus 36.88 into, and then we have to convert this into polar, and in polar we have already calculated in part A. So 4, 5 and angle is equal to 36.87 degree. So let us see how we calculate it, and its value is coming 479.7, angle is minus 0.01 degree. This is a very interesting thing here. When we use the transformer, we can see that the voltage at the load is almost same voltage at the generator. At the generator side, how much its voltage was? Is at the generator voltage was 480 volt, angle was 0 degree. So we can see this relation and this relation, that voltage is almost same when we are using the transformer. And if we are not using transformer, just transmitting directly, so voltage drop was high and it was 454 volt approximately in part A. So now also we have to find transmission loss. So transmission loss, power loss will be equal to I line square into multiplied by resistance of the line. So just putting this value, line current was equal to 9.594 square, and multiplied by line resistance was 0.18. So after solving this value is coming approximately, it is 160, it is coming 166 watt. If we solve this value, we will get its a value which is equal to 16 point. So power loss is very small. So as compared to the earlier power loss, when we are not using transformer, what was the power loss? When we are not using the transformer, the power loss was, you can see it is 1484. So this power loss is 1484 when not using transformer. Without transformer, power loss was 1484 watt, which is very high as compared to this. Approximately it is power loss is reduced by 90%, 90 times. This value, this power value is very small, approximately 90 times power is reduced when transmitting at high voltage, when transmitting at high voltage using transformer. So this is very interesting problem.